All right, let's do this. Woo! Our first points of 2021. So you get an A on this, you're going to have an A in the class to start. It is green, Mr. Romanovich. I'm really close to the camera there, so let me back up a little bit. In your note packet from 2020, you're looking for this page, equations in two variables, graphing. That's the key. So it's kind of in the middle of your packet in the notes section. And what we're going to talk about today is how a linear equation becomes a line on a graph. So the target here is how does a linear equation become a line? Let me pick a different color too here. Let's do this. Get a smaller thing. Then do that. Can I move this? I can move this. Good. All right, let me scroll. I hope you're well. I hope you had a good break. Hope you're not struggling with anything. I hope everything's okay. All right, let's go. What is a data table? A data table is a table for data. Yeah, I wrote it. All right, fine. I'm trying to be funny. Sometimes it doesn't work. When I became a dad, the jokes got worse. I apologize. So a data table is really, it's an organized way to show inputs with their respective outputs. So what does that mean, right? So a T-chart is usually the basic thing that we usually use. This is always going to be X. This is always going to be Y. And for our purposes, we need a rate of change. What is the constant rate of change that X will change? So let me put that on here. I don't know where I put my marker space here. What is the constant rate of change that affects the input? And in this case, what we know about the input is X. And what we also know is that this constant rate of change becomes the slope of our line. So if I just do something very simple over here, this, and I say X plus 2, let me get one that has a slope, Y equals 3X. So if I put 1 in for X, 1 times 3 gives me 3. If I put 2 in for X, 2 times 3 gives me 6. If I put 10 in for X, 3 times 10 equals 30. So there's our data table, right? Here's our inputs, here's our outputs, and then what we also know from this, so we're kind of gathering everything that we've done so far and putting it together in one piece, is that each of these things is an ordered pair. Ordered pairs. And the second thing we know about these, they are on the line of that equation. I hope that writing isn't too thick. Hope you can see that. These are ordered pairs, and they are on the line of that equation. Now, interestingly enough, we can use rational numbers in this too. We can use rational numbers in this too, but I'm going to show you that down here. All right, so let's go down a page here. How do I graph data from a data table? All right, so I've got a data table here. I'm going to label it as X and Y. And then what I also know is that this is my input. And then when I put this in, input, this will be my output. And I'm going to make a simple equation here, y equals negative 2x. Pretty simple. So each one of these inputs I'm going to put in for x and get an output. So negative 2. So I put negative 2 in here. I've got y equals 2 times negative 2. Y equals negative 4. Negative 4. Y equals 2 times negative 1. That's this one here. Y equals negative 2. Negative 2. If I put 0 in for x, I get 0. If I put 1 in for x, y times negative 2. I wrote the wrong thing. Hold on. I wrote the wrong thing for 2 here. The first one should not be this. It should be y equals negative 2. That's my rate of change. Times negative 2, which is positive 4. How many of you caught that? I bet a lot of you caught that. How many of you are just writing to write? Don't do that. Be thoughtful engagers with the video. I know it's just a video, but please be thoughtful about this. Don't just write what I write. Listen to what I say and check my math. Like my math can be wrong. So that's this one here. Next one, negative 1. So y equals negative 2 times negative 1 equals positive 2. They're practicing with the passing periods here, so the music's coming on. If I put 0 in for x, negative 2 times 0 is 0. If I put 1 in for x, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. If I put 2 in for x, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Now I have a set of ordered pairs, and I can now graph that set of ordered pairs. So I've got negative 2, 4, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got negative 1, 2, right there. I've got 0, 0. I've got 1, negative 2. I've got 2, negative 4. And then we would connect that line, and that line would go on forever. I can't put a straight edge on the board, but you should put a straight edge on your paper to do that. And there's a representation. That's how this linear equation becomes that line. Flip it over. Let's see if I can get one right on the first try. Yeah, all right, we've got an equation. My equation is down here. I'm just going to label this x and y. I'm going to write my equation right up here. So I'll do the first one. I'm going to substitute the first one, and then I'll do the rest in my head. Y equals 2 times negative 2. Did I do this right? Yes. Plus 1. Y equals negative 4 plus 1. Y equals negative 3. Negative 3. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, plus 1 is negative 1. 0 times 2 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And now I graph. Negative 2, negative 3. Negative 1, negative 1. 1, 3. Oh, 0, 1. 0, 1. That's a tough one right there. And 2, 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my line. Now, this is really easy, and you could do it for any equation that you ever want. But if we go back to the original equation, y equals 2x plus 1, what's the slope? And what's the y-intercept? Slope is 2. 2 over 1. Y-intercept is 1. So let's look at the line. Here's the y-intercept is 1. And the slope is 2. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, right 1. If we do the opposite of this, negative 2 over negative 1, down 2, left 1. Down 2, left 1. Down 2, down 2, left 1. Goes on forever. Okay, so that's how the ordered pairs and the data corresponds to where the line is when we draw it. All right, let's look briefly. Here's your homework. It is homework H. And what I want to just show you is, like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take the first one, here's the equation. And then you're going to take the equation, you're going to substitute in your value for x to get an output. So negative 1 plus 4 is 3, which gives me the ordered pair 1, 3. If I put 0 in here, 0 plus 4 gives me 4, which gives me 0, 4. And then down at the bottom, I'm going to graph these. Negative 2, 2. Negative 1, 3. 0, 4. So the rest of it is up to you. Get this done now. Have no homework for the weekend. Don't get an email from me on Sunday. I'm sitting here. If you need me, ask me a question. Good luck.